Hi everyone, it's John, and today I'm going to share with you 5 tips to help you sell your home faster and for a higher price. Doesn't matter if your home is in pristine condition and in high demand, or the home maybe needs a little bit of work that you can't do and you need to sell it as is. I think you'll find at least a few of these tips very, very helpful. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do if we're going to sell our home is accept the fact that we are going into a transition period. And if we accept that, we know that we're going to put the home on the market, we know that we're going to be moving. That helps us get ready emotionally for all the other things that we need to do. Now that we've made the decision to actually sell the home, we know that we're going to be showing the home, we're going to be moving soon. The first task that we want to undertake is decluttering, which is a real estate term that means simply getting rid of a lot of clutter. Now, if we've been in a home for a long time, we have boxes probably in the closets, in the garage, in storage rooms, everywhere that we might want to go through. And as we do that, we want to decide, does this item go into storage? Does it go in the trash? Is it going to be donated somewhere? But the end goal here is to remove as many items as we can from the house, because the fewer items that we have in each room makes the room look larger. Also, it doesn't block some of the good features, such as if we have really great floors, we have walls that are in good condition. We don't want anything, any clutter obstructing the potential buyer's view of those great features. After we've removed all our clutter, the next thing we want to do is consider what repairs we can do before we put the home on the market. Now, if we're selling as is, either we don't have the resources to pay for repairs, or we are just not in a position for some reason to do any repairs, then you can go ahead and skip this step. However, we need to consider that for every repair a buyer sees they might have to do themselves after they buy the home, they take a few dollars off their offer price. And if we're trying to get the highest offer price we can, we want to do all the repairs that make sense. So that would be our next step. And one of our final tasks before putting our home on the market is depersonalization. When potential buyers come through a home, we don't want them to feel like they're intruding on the family. And they do, studies show. If they come through the home and they see a lot of photographs of the family, portraits, religious items, murals painted on kids' walls that are very specific to the family, all of those items are certainly great and make a home into a home. But as we mentioned when we started, we are emotionally prepared to leave that home. Therefore, we need to make that home a blank canvas for potential buyers so they can envision themselves living in the home and make a strong offer. So depersonalization is simply taking all those personal items, putting them in storage or wherever they need to go during the showing period. Tip number 2, sell on the open market. Whether your property is in pristine condition or it's fallen down, our goal here is to sell fast, but at a good price. If you have a property that maybe doesn't qualify for financing, you're tempted to take one of these fast cash offers and say, oh, we don't do inspections, we just take it off your hands. Well, also know that all comes with a discount. You don't want to sell at a discount. You'll make more selling on the open market. When we put our home on the open market, we want to list it with a full service broker. Now, there are limited service brokers out there. We want to avoid those. Typically, they'll put your home on the multiple listing service to advertise it, but they may not do all the other services that an actual full service broker does, such as scheduling showings, helping you negotiate your purchase contract, and following up to make sure that the sale goes through. They might just offer either just a listing service or maybe a couple other small services, but basically after they put it on the MLS, you're on your own. The other type of broker you want to avoid is one that offers to sell your home as a pocket listing. Now, the way pocket listings work is that that broker will not put your property on the multiple listing service. They only share it with other brokers with which they have a relationship or with buyers that they know. Again, they have a very limited distribution of your property. Therefore, you're not going to get as many potential buyers as you would if you did a full service, broadly advertised campaign. When you list your home with a full service broker, you should expect that they are going to put your listing on the multiple listing service, that it will be advertised wisely, that automatically that listing will be carried by Realtor.com, Zillow, and many of the other listing sites automatically. Normally that should happen. And they will otherwise look for advertising, marketing opportunities for your home to maximize exposure of your sale and hopefully attract as many buyers as possible and therefore as many offers as possible. Something you should look out for when you put your property on the open market using a full service broker is dual agency. Dual agency is the practice whereby your agent also is the agent for the buyer. Now, that can create a conflict of interest and also a limitation in services that agent might be able to provide you during the course of receiving an offer and conducting negotiations. So if you have questions about dual agency, again, it is my recommendation that you avoid any dual agency situation. I put a link below that describes dual agency in more detail, and please click that if you have any questions. Tip number 3 is price your property competitively. And there's really two things to consider that most often present a problem. The first is understanding where your property sits in relation to other properties that are on the market at that time. Remember that homes are coming on the market, they're going off the market every week, and so your competitive position may change. Work with your agent to understand which homes in your neighborhood you're competing with and how the features of your home might compare to those other features, especially in terms of the value and how that value affects the actual asking price. Another consideration in pricing our property competitively is understanding the value of certain premium features and also the value of updates or improvements that we made prior to selling the home. There is not a dollar-to-dollar correlation between the cost of an improvement and its addition in value to a home. So let's review 5 of the top improvements that you can make and the corresponding typical improvement in price that we can derive from that. So for the first one is converting existing non-living space into living space. Now this does require a permit. Anytime you create a living space or living area in a home, it does require a permit or else we can't count it in value. And typically those kind of improvements add about 70 to 85 cents on every dollar spent to the value of the home. The next thing is kitchen updates. Kitchen and bath are always good. Most kitchen updates, we do not include the value of any improved appliances unless that appliance is also being sold with the home, and then it doesn't really add a lot of value. However, if we are changing counters, cabinets, flooring, anything like that in the kitchen, kitchen updates typically 70 to 75% or 70 to 75 cents on the dollar spent towards the value improvement on the home. Bathroom updates are about the same thing. As long as it's an existing bathroom, if you update it, it's going to get you about a 70 to 75 cent return on every dollar spent. If you add a bathroom, an additional bathroom that is not there right now, that is adding additional living space, and again, if you're adding additional living space, that requires a permit. For about every dollar spent, you're going to get a 50 to 60 cent improvement on the value of the home. If you add a bedroom, and again, if you're adding additional living space, you're not converting existing space, you're adding space, then that's about a 50 to 60 cent increase for every dollar spent. And again, since you're adding living space, that does require a permit. Again, we need to look at each individual update and determine how much that update adds in value to the home when we're setting our asking price. Tip number 4, you want to make sure that your marketing materials are of the highest possible quality. We'll start with the MLS listing. As a working agent, I often see many MLS listings every week, and I notice a lot of grammatical errors, spelling errors, punctuation errors. All of these detract from the reading of your listing by potential buyers, and it makes it look like your agent maybe isn't quite on the ball. So if your agent has put that up there without running it by you, find a way to take a look at it yourself. If you see things that aren't quite right, talk to your agent and get them corrected. I'm also going to leave another link below to a blog post I recently did and a video I did about how to write a good public comment section in an MLS listing that will generate interest in your property and motivate potential buyers to actually come visit your property. Another important feature of your home marketing are good quality photographs. I see a lot of photographs in the MLS that are taken with a cell phone. The lighting is bad, a little fuzzy, just very low quality, but they're still on the MLS. Don't let that happen to you. Make sure you check your listing and make sure the photography is high quality. I am a real estate photographer myself. I do all our listings for rentals, sales, and also I work with other brokers. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link. We do that through downpourmedia.com, and you can see that the photographs we do, they're very well lit, properly composed, and we focus on the best features of the house. You want to do that because you are, again, trying to get people to come visit your home and hopefully write an offer. If you do decide to do a video, keep it under 60 seconds. Limit the drone footage. Most people don't like to see drone footage anymore. They just want to see the primary features of the property. Maybe a little drone footage to show the neighborhood, but nothing more than 3 to 4 seconds. Remember, you're trying to get people to visit the property. Tip number 5, you want to make sure that you are available once your house goes on the market. And there are 2 things you need to be available for. The first thing is showings. You want to work out with your agent a schedule for showings, at least on a month-by-month basis. Hopefully you'll have a accepted offer before a month is over. But typically, when we work with clients, we try to schedule for the next month when we're going to have our open houses, what hours the seller is going to be available to allow potential buyers in to look at it other than at the open houses. And then also the seller needs to be available to review any offers that come in, to handle any problems that come up. So please, if you're going to put your home on the market, be available. Don't take off the air for 3 weeks and not return phone calls or emails. Be around, be responsive to your agent. Being available can often mean being able to react and capture a good offer or losing a good offer. So please be available. So those are our 5 tips. I hope you found this information interesting. If you did, please hit like. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. We'll be glad to get back to you. Please do check out the links below for information that supports some of the information I provided here. And I hope if you haven't yet that you'll subscribe and join us again on the next Cozy, Charming, Crazy Real Estate. Take care.